So I'm trying to record a video in this. Anyway, confessions, that is dealing with section 24 to section 30 of Evidence Act. That means the expression confession means a statement made by an accused admitting his guilt. So here the confession means a statement made by an accused admitting his guilt means, for example, the accused, right, whoever committed an offense is confessing before the court that he has committed an offense, like, my lord, I have committed an offense, I murdered my friend, I murdered Ramesh. So that is the confession. He admitted his guilt. Okay, that is known as confessions. It is admission, acknowledgement as to commission of an offense. Yeah, it is an admission and acknowledgement. So he has committed such offense and he has accepted that guilt, confessed. If a person or accused of an offense makes a statement against himself, it is called as confessions. So if the accused who committed the crime makes a statement against himself only that he has committed a crime, so that is called confessions. The term confessions nowhere defined in an Indian Evidence Act, but it appears for the first time in section 24 of Evidence Act. So it is clearly mentioned here. It is not defined anywhere in the Evidence Act, but indirectly it is related in section 24. According to the Sir James Stephens, a confessions made at any time by an person charged with a crime stating that he had committed the offense. So according to Sir James Stephens, he has defined that confession at any time. A person who has charged with a crime, if he makes a statement that he has committed the crime like murder, like rape, right, then it is like he confessed his guilt, right. Example, A charged with the murder of B. If A said that he had killed B, it is a confession statement by A, isn't it? So A has charged with the murder of A, and he went and in front of the magistrate he said that he has killed B. So it is the confession made by the A. Next is confession. There are two types: judicial and extrajudicial, and retracted confessions. Three types. Judicial confession made during the court proceedings before the magistrate are called judicial confessions, isn't it? So confessions has three types. One is judicial confession, that is made during the court proceedings or before the magistrate, are called judicial confessions. That means in front of the judge they'll confess their guilt. So inside the court proceedings, saying, so, my lord, I committed so and so offense. That is judicial confession during the court proceedings. Okay, extrajudicial confession means confessions made before the police officer or outside the court proceedings are called extrajudicial confession. So it is outside the court, whatever they have confessed to police officer or medical officer, that is called extrajudicial confession. Retracted confession means, retraction confession is a form of confession in which the confessor makes a voluntary confession that he is then retracted by later. That means first he confessed, later he'll change his statement, I have not done. First he'll say I did, later he'll say I didn't. One more case law for that. Sao versus State of UP. The accused was heard confessing to the murder of his own daughter while speaking to himself. So this is like, it will come in extrajudicial because he heard while speaking. So it comes under the extrajudicial. Judicial means it should be conflicted to only magistrate. Okay, and next is section 24 defines confessions. Confession as a statement made by an accused person which admits any fact in issue or relevant fact, and that statement will be admissible in evidence against him. So here confession, usually it is a statement made by accused person only against himself that he has committed the offense, so and so offense, which are mentioned under the criminal activities, and it is related to issues and it is relevant to case. So if he admit that he has committed murder, that he has committed kidnapping, dacoity, theft, and he confessed to magistrate, then definitely it will be confession only. A confession must be a confession to be admissible in evidence, it must be free and voluntarily. So underline, it should not be forcible, it should be free and voluntarily, whatever he confessed in the court or before the magistrate. Case law, Nandini Satyapati vs. P.L. Dani. The Supreme Court of India held that if a confession is found to be involuntarily, it cannot be admitted as evidence. The court emphasized the importance of a free and voluntary confession. So in case law Nandini Satyapati vs. P.L. Dani, what happens with the Supreme Court said if a accused confessed, if it is found involuntarily, it is not voluntarily, then it is not admitted as an evidence. If he really confessed his guilt in a free and voluntarily, then it is amounted to confess, or else no, it should be free and voluntarily, not involuntarily, according to the Nandini. Now, next is admissibility of confessions. Section 25 dealing confessions to police officer not admissible. So already I said it comes under the extra judicial admissible. So according to section 25, confessions made to the police officer is inadmissible. Underline, police of whatever confession the accused made to police officer is inadmissible. If he say to the police officer, I committed the murder of my friend, it is inadmissible. He has to say to magistrate, then only it is admissible. Confessions under section 25 may be statement directing or indirecting made to police office, indirectly made to police officer. Orally writing is not admissible. Okay, it helps to protect the rights of accused. So here confession, whether section 25 maybe it is directly or indirectly is making to the police officer, maybe made in orally, maybe made in writing, but it is not at all said confessed. Sorry, it is said confessed, but it is not at all inadmissible, right? So finally, confession to police officer or confession outside the court or confession even during the investigation also it is inadmissible. To be admissible, it should be done in the court proceeding in front of the court, isn't it? Okay, so section 24 defines confessions. That means if any accused if any accused person admit his guilt or admit any fact, relevant fact or fact in issue before the magistrate or in the court, then it is said as admissible in evidence against him, right? And it should be free and voluntarily.